A few weeks ago, I watched this sales guy at a coffee shop absolutely destroy a pitch meeting. No fancy presentation, no complicated slides, just him sitting across from two executives. Within 10 minutes, they were leaning forward, nodding. And by the end, they were practically fighting over who got to shake his hand first. The crazy part? I was close enough to hear the conversation and his actual ideas were pretty average. So what just happened? That's when I became obsessed with figuring out this invisible language that some people seem to speak fluently, while the rest of us are basically communicating with our hands tied behind our backs. I spent the next month studying everything: FBI interrogation techniques, analyzing TED Talks frame by frame, even watching those painfully awkward reality TV moments where people's bodies completely betray what their mouths are saying. Here's what I discovered that blew my mind. There's a specific body language technique so powerful that it can make people perceive you as 30% more competent before you even open your mouth. Yet 90% of people do the exact opposite without realizing it, which is why they keep wondering why that confident-seeming coworker gets all the opportunities while they get overlooked. What I'm about to show you will completely change how you see every human interaction. That person who always seems to get what they want, they're speaking this language. That colleague who somehow commands respect without trying, they've cracked the code. And that awkward feeling you get in important conversations, it's because you're missing 93% of what's actually being communicated. Before I turn you into someone who can read a room like it's a children's book, let me expose the biggest body language mistake that's probably sabotaging your success right now, and you don't even know it. Quick test. How are you positioned right now as you're watching this? If you're like most people, you're probably slouched slightly. Maybe legs crossed, hands doing something fidgety. Congratulations, you just told the world you're not worth taking seriously, and you did it without saying a word. Here's the thing that's absolutely insane about body language. Your brain doesn't know the difference between fake confidence and real confidence. Harvard researchers discovered that holding certain poses for just 2 minutes literally changes your brain chemistry. We're talking 16% increase in testosterone and 25% drop in stress hormones. Your body is basically a remote control for your brain, but nobody taught you which buttons to press. I learned this the hard way during what should have been the easiest job interview of my life. While waiting outside the CEO's office, I was hunched over my phone like I was trying to disappear into the chair. Meanwhile, the other candidate was standing straight, taking up space like he owned the building. Guess who got hired? Not the guy who looked like he was apologizing for existing. Here's what's crazy. Every single day you're having conversations where 93% of the communication isn't coming from words. UCLA research shows that 55% is body language, 38% is tone of voice, and only 7% is what you actually say. That means almost everything important is happening in this invisible layer that most people are completely blind to. Think about the last time someone said they were fine, but you knew something was wrong. You didn't figure that out from their words. You picked up on their body language without even realizing it. Now imagine if you could do that consciously, with everyone, in every situation. Your brain is constantly reading body language and making snap judgments. Within 3 seconds of meeting someone, your subconscious has already decided if they're trustworthy, competent, and likable. The problem is, most people have no idea what signals they're broadcasting. Want to know the exact technique that sales guy used? It's stupidly simple, but it works because it targets how your brain processes social hierarchy. First, there's something called the power pose effect. Before any important interaction, job interview, presentation, difficult conversation, find a private space, bathroom works perfectly, and stand like Superman for exactly 2 minutes. Feet shoulder width apart, hands on hips, chin slightly raised. I know it feels ridiculous, but your brain doesn't care about ridiculous. It cares about the biochemical signals telling it to feel more confident. But here's the part everyone misses. It's not just about how you feel, it's about the invisible signals you send afterward. When you walk into that room, your posture is naturally straighter, your gestures are more deliberate, and something subtle but powerful changes in how you take up space. Other people's brains pick up on this instantly and unconsciously categorize you as more competent. The sales guy was doing this without even thinking about it. Watch confident people and you'll notice they don't just sit in chairs, they claim their territory. They don't fidget or make themselves smaller. They exist in their space like they belong there. Your brain has something called mirror neurons that automatically copy what other people are doing. When someone yawns and you yawn, that's mirror neurons. When you unconsciously match someone's posture during a good conversation, that's mirror neurons creating connection. Here's where it gets really interesting. You can use this consciously to build rapport. If someone is high energy and animated, matching their energy level makes them feel more connected to you. If they're calm and measured, dialing down your intensity creates unconscious comfort. But there's a crucial difference between mirroring and mimicking. Mimicking is creepy. Copying someone's exact gestures makes them uncomfortable. Mirroring is subtle, finding a comfortable middle ground between their energy and yours. I tested this during networking events, and the difference was incredible. Instead of trying to maintain one personality with everyone, I started adjusting my energy level to roughly match theirs. Conversations flowed better, people remembered me more, and I got way more meaningful connections. The mistakes that kill your credibility. Let me expose the 3 body language mistakes that make people instantly lose respect for you. Mistake number 1, the fake smile trap. Most people think smiling makes them more likable. Wrong kind of smile makes you less trustworthy. There are 19 different types of smiles, and only one builds genuine connection. Real smiles engage the muscles around your eyes. Fake smiles only move your mouth, and everyone can tell the difference subconsciously. Mistake number 2, the eye contact disaster. Too little eye contact and you seem untrustworthy. Too much and you're a serial killer. The sweet spot is 50 to 70% eye contact in 4 to 5 second intervals. But here's what they never tell you. Where you look when you break eye contact matters. Look down and away, you seem submissive. Look at your phone. You just told them they're not important. Mistake number 3, the space invasion. Personal space isn't just about physical comfort. It's about respect and power dynamics. Stand too close and you're aggressive. Stay too far away and you're not engaged. The professional distance for business conversations is about arm's length. For more casual interactions, you can move slightly closer, but always match the other person's comfort level. Advanced techniques that actually work. Ready for the next level? Here are techniques that separate casual observers from people who seem to have supernatural social skills. The interest detector. When people are truly engaged, they do something called orienting. Their whole body points toward what they find important. Feet, torso, and shoulders all angle toward you. They lean in slightly during important points. Their pupils dilate. When someone's mentally checked out, they start creating barriers, crossing arms, placing objects between you, angling toward the exit. The stress reader. Under pressure, people develop what psychologists call pacifying behaviors, touching their neck, playing with jewelry, smoothing their clothes. These aren't random fidgets. They're your brain's attempt to self-soothe. When you see these spike during conversation, you know you've hit on something that makes them uncomfortable. The truth filter. Deception creates cognitive load. It's exhausting to keep track of lies. This shows up as increased fidgeting, changes in gesture patterns, and what researchers call illustrator decrease. People use fewer natural hand gestures when lying because their brain is working overtime on the deception. Real-world applications. Let me show you exactly how this plays out in situations that actually matter. Job interview. Domination. Beyond basic good posture, watch your interviewer's engagement cues. Are they leaning forward when you speak? Are their questions getting more detailed? These are better success indicators than trying to decode facial expressions. Mirror their energy level. If they're enthusiastic, be more animated. If they're serious, match that tone. Dating intelligence. Genuine interest shows up in clusters, sustained eye contact, finding reasons to be closer, what psychologists call grooming behaviors like adjusting hair or smoothing clothes. But timing matters. Initial nervousness can look like disinterest, while genuine comfort might seem less exciting than it actually is. The most successful people aren't necessarily the smartest. They're the ones who understand human nature. And human nature is written all over our bodies, broadcasting our thoughts and feelings every second of every day. Start with one technique today. In 2 weeks, you'll notice things you never saw before. In a month, people will describe you as having incredible intuition. But you'll know the truth. You just learned to see the 93% of communication most people ignore completely. And if this opened your eyes to the invisible world of nonverbal communication, subscribe, because next week, I'm breaking down the psychology of influence and the exact words that make people say yes before you even ask the question.